Warning. Actonville TV disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host, authors, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any religious affiliation.
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sairam, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranamayappa, Goinda, Goinda, Govinda. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. You are watching Actonville TV. It's for everyone. For those of you who are watching this channel will stream for the very first time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. Well, guys, you are looking at and you are streaming live with us in Lanesia South on Actonville TV. This is the Journey Show, the show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera, Heeralal. If you'd like to join the conversation and interact with us in studio today, you're welcome to do so by commenting at the bottom of the screen, or if you want to hashtag your views, your comments, and beliefs as anonymous, you're welcome to do so by using our WhatsApp line, which is at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. The number is 074-660-5829. Now, if you missed that, you are welcome to, carry on looking at the bottom right of your screen. You got all our contact details there, right? Okay, so welcome to the show, everybody. Now, a lot of people are like, oh my God, what happened yesterday? Okay, guys, you need to understand that this is still a business and a non-profit company, and there's only a few of us here. Yesterday, we had to upgrade our studio, meaning our software and all of our things that run the studio, so please forgive us for missing out yesterday. All right, so on Monday, we were talking about the origins of Lord Krishna. That was part 1. Now, today we are doing Origins of Lord Krishna Part 2. So, let's do a quick recap of coming in through YouTube. We got Vishnu Devan Murli. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram to you too, sir. Thank you for joining the show. All right, so we are going back to the origins of Lord Krishna, right? Let's talk about that a little bit. Now, the recap for this would be, okay, for those of you who missed the first show, part 1, and that was episode 78. You are now currently watching episode 79, right? Now, we spoke about Krishna and who Krishna is. We spoke about Krishna being a major deity in Hinduism, and we also spoke about how he is worshipped as the 8th avatar of Vishnu and also as the supreme god in his own right. We also mentioned that he is the god of protection, compassion, tenderness, and love, and is one of the most popular and widely revered among Hinduism divinities. We also know his birthday and how his birthday is celebrated every single year by Hindus, and it's called, the celebration itself is called Krishna Janmashtami. Now, this is according to the lunar solar Hindu calendar, which falls in late August or early September of the Gregorian calendar. Now, for those of you who didn't know much about it, let's quickly jump into that. The Krishna Janmashtami festival marks the birth of Krishna. Basically, we spoke about, briefly about that. Dr. P.K. Maestri did. And, this festival marks the birth of Krishna, okay? And it's one of the most popular deities worshipped by Hindus. He is thought to have been born in 3228 BC, and his birthday is celebrated 8 days after Raksha Bandhan. Now, for those of you who are celebrating today, you should be, if you have a brother or sister. Happy Raksha Bandhan to all of you out there. I'm sure all of you went to go see your brothers and sisters and your siblings, and you passed you celebrated it. All right, so now if you look at it, as I was saying, his birthday is celebrated 8 days after Raksha Bandhan, a festival celebrating the bond between brothers and sisters. And a lot of people know the Krishna Janmashtami, also known as the Krishnashtami, and a lot of people may call it also the Janmashtami or the Gokulashtami. It is an annual Hindu festival that celebrates the birth of Krishna, the 8th avatar of Vishnu, which I've mentioned. And in certain Hindu texts, such as the Gata Govinda, Krishna has been identified as Supreme God and the source of all avatars. Now, before we get into this whole show, we know what we just missed. We normally open up the show like we usually do at our prayers in Hinduism. Let's open up the show, ladies and gentlemen, with a song dedicated to Lord Ganesha himself. And it's being performed today by Stylus Music Academy. Check it out.
Vinayagane vevvinaye verakavalla Vinayagane vetkai tanivipan Vinayagane vinnirkum mannirkum நாதனுமாம் தன்மையினால் கண்ணீர் பணிவல் கனிந்த விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே வேழமுகத்தோனே ஞான முதல்வனே கஜமுக சிவபாலா கனிவாக அருள்வாயே கஜமுக சிவபாலா விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே விநாயகனே வினை தீர்ப்பவனே வெவ்வினையே வேழக்கவல்லா விநாயகனே வேட்கை தணிவிப்பான் விநாயகனே விண்ணிற்கும் மண்ணிற்கும் நாதனுமாம் தன்மையினால் கண்ணீர் பணிவில் கனிந்த
Jai Ganesh, Style and Naidu's Academy, Music Academy rather, also known as the Style and Music Academy. These kids are beautifully trained, as you can see. Well done on your Zevadation. Well done. Devan Naidu coming in on YouTube saying Namaskaram. Namaskaram to you too, Mr. Naidu. Welcome to the show. Alright, so to everybody that just joined the show, welcome to the show. We are doing part 2 of the Krishna. Now, before we get into it, let's do a quick recap of Monday's show, right? And before we cut to the Ganesha song, we did explain a little bit of Lord Krishna and his festival and the birth of him. It was like a quick briefing. Now, for everyone that knows Lord Krishna, he if you look at the it's called the anecdotes and the narratives of Krishna's life. Now, it's basically generally titled as Krishna Leela, right? Let's talk about that. Now, he is a central character in the Mahabharata, the Bhagavata Purana, the Brahma Purana, and the Bhagavad Gita as well. And it's also mentioned in many Hindu philosophical, theological and mythological texts. So they portray him in various perspectives. I mean, he's also known as he's known as a godchild, he's known as a prankster, he's also known as a model lover, a divine hero, and a universal supreme being. Now, let's cut to Dr. P.K. Maestri, who's the founder of the MSK Temple in Indonesia South. Let's take a look at what he broke Lord Krishna down to us, in our teachings. Let's see.
Good evening to the viewership of Actonville TV. On Monday, we had an in-depth discussion on the origination of Lord Krishna in the field of Vaishnavism. Today, we're going to go through a few factors that are related to Lord Krishna. So in a quick summary of Monday, it said, in 1886, the Krishna classic, it was documented that Krishna was born to Devaki and Vasudeva. Due to Devaki's tyrant brother Kamsa, Krishna moved from Mathura to Dwarika, wherein he lived for over 124 years, 8 months, 7 days. He died on the 18th of October, 3102 BC. He was killed accidentally. The details we went into on Monday. Many people consider Krishna to have been a prophet like Muhammad, Moses, and Jesus. Let's come to Dwarika briefly. Dwarika is an ancient city in the northwestern Indian state of Gujarat. It is known as a great Hindu pilgrimage site. It has an elaborate temple with the main shrine being carved in black marble idol of Lord Krishna. We always said Krishna is depicted as a black stone. According to one theory, the lost city of Dwarika was built on reclaimed land roughly 3,500 years ago. As we said on Monday, that the whole of Dwarika was submerged into the sea, and it was Lord Krishna that managed to elevate the Dwarika from the sea that was 3,500 years ago to the sea level that's present right now. So it's considered a holy city. It's well known for its temples and a pilgrimage site. All this, no doubt, is due to Lord Krishna building a Vaishnavite temple. It is said that Lord Krishna was killed by his maternal uncle Kamsa and Father Yugasan, king of Mathura, in law, attacked Mathura 70 times. To save the people, Krishna and the Yadavas decided to move the capital from Mathura to Dwarika. Initially, I just want to get the statement right. It said that Lord Krishna killed his maternal uncle Kamsa, not the other way around. The ancient Indian city of Dwarika is known in Hindu culture to have been the great and beautiful city of Lord Krishna. The Hindu writings say that when Krishna left the earth to join the spiritual world, the age of Kali Yuga began, and Dwarika and its inhabitants were submerged by the sea. The great architect Vishkarama gave this concept to life. Dwarika was built by Krishna near Kustali. So everything based in that region, he built nearly 9,000 palaces in that area. So what a great achievement for Vaishnavism through the work of Lord Krishna. Let's come to Gokul. Gokul is a town in Mathura district of the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is one of the many states of India. It's one of the great states where Indira Gandhi, the late Prime Minister of India, was born. And it's situated on the banks of the Yamuna. It is the town where infant Lord Krishna, that's Bala Krishna, was brought up in secrecy by his foster mother Yashoda. Gokula is the village where Krishna first lived for 3.5 years of his life. Vasudeva transferred Krishna to Gokul from Mathura in the dead of night because of the atrocities being conducted by Kamsa. So they had to take Krishna and save him and move him to Dwarika. Krishna stayed, as I said, there for 3 years and 4 months. Since the residents of Gokula were being harassed by the demons, friends of Kamsa, such as Putana, they decided to move from Gokula and they went to Vrindavan. Now let's go to Mathura. Mathura is a sacred city in Uttar Pradesh, northern India. The deity Lord Krishna is said to have been born on the site of Sri Krishna Jamna Bhumi, a Hindu temple. That's where the temple is sited at the present time. That's where he was born. Krishna killed many demons sent by King Kamsa to kill him, such as Putana, Agasura, and Kesi. He also had many pastimes with the cow-head boys and the gopis, which is the cow-head girls. He then went to Mathura to kill King Kamsa. He stayed in Mathura till he was 28. Mathura city is mentioned in the oldest epic, the Ramayana. Quickly, ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, known as the Hare Krishna movement. It's a religious organization that was founded in 1966 in New York, America, by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It was founded not in India, not in South Africa, but it was formed in New York. ISKCON follows the teachings of Vedas and Vedic scriptures, including Bhagavad Gita, which teaches Vaishnavism or devotion to God Krishna in his supreme personal aspect of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. What is very interesting is that Sanatana Dharma, widely taught in Lenasia by their society, the Sanatana Dharma Society of Lenasia, it is used by Indians to refer to Hinduism. So the proper name for Hinduism is Sanatana Dharma. What is it? It is a term denoting the list of eternal or absolute set of duties or religiously ordained practices incumbent upon all Hindus. It refers to the eternal truth and teachings of Hinduism by Krishna. About 6,000 years ago, there was only one religion in the world, and that name was Sanatana Dharma, and it's also called Vedic religion or Hinduism. The simple meaning of Sanatana Dharma or Sanatan Vedic religion was to live life in the manner described in the Vedas. Now let's come back to the 33 crores of gods. When you say crores of gods, 33, it means 33 million gods in Hindu religion. We call it Sanatana Dharma because our ancient rishis and sages have spiritually proven that there are totally 33 million gods in the universe. Now in the universe, there are 33 million planets like our Earth. So there's 33 million gods, 33 planets. So shall we say each one god has one planet? Where there is life in every planet, if we consider at least one master god, so therefore there are 33 million gods. One thing is sure, that not only on our Earth will also exist in all the 33 billion of planets, but that is the cow. That's why the cow has become such a sacred animal, giving milk to 33 million of the worlds. Eating a flesh is a desirous sin, whoever it may be. There's one all-pervasive supreme being who is both immanent and transcendental, both creator and manifest reality. No one path or religion teach to serve all others. But that parts are facets of God's light, deserving of individual creating by thoughts, words, and actions. The soul inculcates evolving through many births until all karmas have been resolved and moksha gained from the cycle of birth and death. Not a single soul will be deprived of this destiny, says Lord Krishna. All the forms are sacred and beloved and revered to you have to follow ahimsa, and that is non-injury. Said initially by Lord Krishna, and you know it was said by the great Mahatma Gandhi. Divinity exists in unseen worlds and temples, in temple worship, rituals, sacraments, and personal devotions can help in connecting with God. Which is this God? Krishna. We found reference in the Bhagavad Purana to 30 billion demigods. Here you go. There's the proof. It's in the Bhagavad Purana. Each planet in the universe represents a demigod. So there are many demigods, but only one supreme person. That's Krishna. Krishna about Krishna explicit how Krishna did it. Much more on the details of the Krishnastami, which is the birth of Lord Krishna, tonight in this program. So I herald you and wish you all the best to understand this great festival, Krishna Janmashtami. Then you got another festival called the Rath Yatra festival. It's derived from two Sanskrit words. Ratha means chariot or carriage, and Yatra, which means a journey or pilgrimage. And it's one of the great festivals of Lord Krishna. It's a celebration of the legends of three sibling deities. One is called Jagannath, which is also known as Lord Krishna, Balabhadra, and Subhadra. They are some of the names of Lord Krishna. The statue of the deities are taken in procession, that's a yatra, through the streets in a chariot, which is called Yatra. So that is another important festivity in terms of Lord Krishna, Janmashtami being the main one. The Western impression of the Jagannath Ratra in Puri is a place in India as a display of unstoppable force at the origin of the English word Ratha Yatra. It's a journey of a chariot accompanied by the public. Then you got another celebration called Diwali, which I'm sure most of you are aware of, Deepavali. Now, Deepavali, quickly, the first one is, as we repeatedly say, Tamasoma Jyote Gamaya, and that's from darkness to light. That's what it's all about. The second part of it is where Sita was captured by the cruel Sri Lankan king and was returned to Ayodhya. So that was another festivity in terms of Diwali. And there's another one which I'm going to tell you. The 5-day celebration is observed every year in early autumn after the conclusion of the summer harvest. It coincides with the new moon, Amavasai, and is deemed the darkest night of the Hindu lunisolar calendar. The festivities begin 2 days before Amavasa. The darkest night is the apex of the celebration and coincides with the half of October or early November in the Georgian calendar. Let's go and divert slightly before we come back to one or two more festivities. Lord Krishna in Islam. Krishna has been praised by a number of Muslim authors since time immemorial. Poets like Rahim, Hafez, Hazrat Mohami all believe that Krishna is another form of Muhammad. And they say Radha and his flute, Krishna Radha and his flute, is conveying the message of love, devotion and beauty. So many Muslim scholars consider Lord Krishna as a prophet of God like Prophet Moses, Christ and Muhammad. His teachings are important to Muslims as the teaching of all great prophets. I'm not going to go into the detail of this because it's another long topic by Mirza Tahir Ahmad, who goes deeply to describe the purpose of Krishna appearing on earth. And it said in the Quran that Allah ordained Krishna to be on earth like he did for Muhammad, Jesus and Moses. And so I'm going to leave that for another date. If Kimera and Andy agree, we can call that a separate topic. If we're dispensing with that, then let's go to the wives of Krishna. Krishna and the principal wife. Why are we saying principal wife? We said on Monday that he was married to over 11,000 women. Not really physically married, but he married them to protect them from Kamsa. So he married them. And when he took his heavenly abode, sisters would call them, departed, died with him. So some of the great names would be Rukmani, Satyabhama, Javavati, Nagaji, Kalindi, Badra and Lakshmana. So Lord Krishna freed the 16,100 women from the control of the evil spirit of Nagasura and who had kept all these women forcefully. When all the 16,100 women returned to their families, none of the families agreed to accept them back. This is the reason why Krishna married all of them. As we mentioned, briefly, you're going to hear about Krishna Janmashtami. Holi is another function. Deepavali, as we mentioned, the Gita week, Raksha Bandhan, and full moon. All the parts of Lord Krishna. A few lines only, and thought only North Indians celebrate Holi. is cannibalism present in India. They caused havoc to the people, and one of them was called Holika of Patna. She destroyed most of the children, devoured the children, and Krishna killed them. And that is why the effigy of Holika is burnt in the fire. In South India, they have a clay figure of Cupid, and that is burnt. It begins 10 days before the full moon in the month of February, March. Briefly, tomorrow starts Gita Week. That is the 1st of August 2023. Gita is the celestial song of Lord Krishna. It's a message given from Lord Krishna to Arjuna, who's representing the soul, to all of us, how to lead our lives to return to moksha, salvation, with the assistance of Lord Krishna. So, it says the celestial song portrays the message of Krishna to Arjuna with the soul to spread the word, so that people can go into moksha and salvation. It took place in the battlefield of Kushetra war between the Kauravas and the Pandyas. It is very important to mention the salient points of the Gita in 7 points. Just points. First of all, it says, utter the word Om. Point 2, it is meet, Om Lord, that the word would rejoice as they praise to Lord Krishna. He exists in the world, enveloping all. Point 4, meditate on the omniscient. 5, he is the knower of all the Vedas. He says, I am the author of the Vedanta and the knowers of the Vedas. Fix thy mind on me, sacrifice to me, bow down to me as the Supreme Lord, and then come to me. Focus your mind on me, sacrifice me, and you shall come to me. The Gita is for all of mankind. At the Sivananda Ashram in Rishikesh, the holy place and auspicious Gita Jayanti is celebrated and observed yearly in a very grand scale. Briefly, Purnima comes on the 15th day of the bright half, or you ought to call it waxing phase, or if some of you want to know, it's the Shukla Paksh of the lunar fortnight. The end of the Purna Tadi marks the beginning of the 15 days of the Krishna Paksha, that's the waning phase of the moon, and also the beginning of the new moon in the lunar calendar. There are normally 12 Purnima days. Purnima is full moon days a year, and each of them has its own significance. Purnima is a spiritual day set aside for fasting and worship. Till the next Purnima, i.e. the full moon, that's August, there are 2 full moons this month. We, as individuals born on this earth, we are lucky to witness 2 Purnimas this month. And then again, that is another topic, a vast topic. So the significance of the Purana says Purnima full day is associated with the birth, rebirth, creation and manifestation as documented by Lord Krishna. Important in the that's in chapter 137 of the Uta Parva of the Bhagavad Gita, in which the Hindu god Krishna describes the rituals of having a Raksha Bandhan tied to the right arm of the individuals, and he goes into detail of the importance of Raksha Bandhan, which we're not going to have time to discuss today. Safe to say, Raksha Bandhan is a popular and traditionally Hindu annual rite or ceremony that is central to a festival of the same name celebrated in South Asia. It is also celebrated in other parts of the world significantly influenced by Hindu culture, and the process of the Raksha Bandhan was written down by Lord Krishna and explained to the soul in the Kukshetra war. So that's how we came to know how to document Raksha Bandhan from Arjuna. And I thank you tonight.
Dr. P.K. Maestri from the Meenakshi Sundareswara Koval in Lenasia South on Starling Street Extension 1, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. P.K. Maestri, for sharing that wisdom on Krishna for us. It's good that we're learning, yeah? All right, okay, coming in on YouTube, we've got Ravi Nagan Naidu. Namaskaram, Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you so much for joining the show, Uncle Ravi. It's always nice to have you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, we need to take a quick break, as this was a very long learning curve with Dr. P.K. Maestri. But when we come back, we're going to talk a bit about, well, happy Raksha Bandhan to all of you that just joined the show. I know some people are a little bit late. It's fine. Happy Raksha Bandhan to you guys. We'll explain quickly what Raksha Bandhan is to everybody. And we also need to continue our origins of Lord Krishna, as this is part 2. And we're going to talk about Krishna Janmashtami straight after this commercial break. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Sanamayappa, Goinda, Goinda, Govinda. Welcome back, everybody. Alright, for those of you who just joined us, yeah, you're a little bit late, but it's okay. I forgive you as you forgive me for not showing up yesterday. No, I'm joking. Welcome back to the show, guys. Welcome to those of you who just joined us. Happy Raksha Bandhan Day to you as well. We are talking about the origins of Lord Krishna part 2. And, well, we hope you're enjoying the show. If you want to interact with us in studio today, share your comments and beliefs, you're welcome to do so by commenting at the bottom of the screen. Or if you wish to keep your comments anonymous, you're welcome to hashtag it anonymous and comment in or through our WhatsApp line, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. Alright, so let's talk about, the origins of Krishna, and we already had Dr. P.K. Maestri explain the origins of Lord Krishna, right? Let's move into the birth of Lord Krishna. For all of you, all of those folks who know about Lord Krishna, please share your beliefs, your wisdom, your facts if you have them. Share it with us on the line, on the live stream. We would like to hear from you guys, okay? So, we're talking about what is Krishna Janmashtami. Now, Krishna Janmashtami is also known as, simply Krishnastami or Janmashtami or Gokulastami. Now, it is an annual Hindu festival that celebrates the birth of Lord Krishna. And as we mentioned before, he is the 8th avatar of Vishnu. And in certain Hindu texts, we have mentioned that Krishna has been identified as the supreme god, right? And we all know he is the source of all avatars. Now, Krishna's birth is celebrated and observed on the 8th day, Ashtami, of the dark fortnight known as Krishna Paksha and Shravana Masa according to the Amanta tradition, or the Bhadrapada Masa according to the Purnimanta tradition. Now, this overlaps with August or September of the Gregorian calendar. Now, it is a very, very important festival, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are Krishna devotees who do celebrate Krishna Janmashtami. Please interact with us in studio today. Uncle Ravi, if you'd like to share your views, your beliefs, your thoughts, you're welcome to do so at the bottom of the screen. Now, we all know that this is a very, very important festival, particularly in the Vaishnavism tradition of Hinduism. Now, the celebratory customs associated with Janmashtami include a celebration festival, reading and recitation of the religious texts. Now, if you look at it, it does include This celebration includes the readings, they do the recitations of the texts, and not forgetting dance and enactments of the life of Krishna. And this is according to the Bhagavata Purana devotional singing till midnight. I'm sure most of you know this. Now, this is the time of Krishna's birth. And fasting, also known as the Apavasa, amongst other things. It is widely celebrated across India and as you know, widely in South Africa. Now let's take a look at what Shashi Gossain has to say about what is Krishna Janmashtami in London. Let's check it out.
Namaste, I'm Shashi Gossain. Now there's a very special date in the Hindu calendar called the Krishna Janmashtami. As mentioned many times before, Hinduism dates back more than 5,000 years. According to Hindu scriptures, there's only one absolute truth, the one absolute God called the Brahma. But deities were created in order for us to focus our attention while we are praying. Hindus believe in three facets of the God, and they are Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the protector, and Shiva, the destroyer. This is a cycle of life and all matter. Something has to be destroyed in order for a new creation to happen. Lord Vishnu, the protector of the universe, reincarnates himself whenever there has to be a restoration of good over evil. Krishna ji is the 8th reincarnation of Lord Vishnu, and he was born in the year 3228 BC. He was born at a time when there was total chaos. There was loss of freedom, evil, killings, and his own life was under threat from his own maternal uncle, which was King Kansa. He was born on Ashtami, which is the 8th day of the month of Shravana, which usually falls August or beginning of September. When he learnt that the son of his sister Devaki and Vasudev would be the cause of his death, he locked up his sister and brother-in-law and killed all their children as they were being born. Each of the children of Vasudeva and Devaki met the same fate, which was death at the hands of King Kansa. As per the divine voice, Vasudeva carried Krishnaji on his head from Mathura to Vrindavan, which was a safe haven for the little boy. And that's where Nanda and Yashoda took care of him. There are so many stories of his mischief and heroism that are popular even today. And the day he was born is called Krishna Janmashtami. So how is this annual Hindu festival of Janmashtami celebrated? Well, let's have a look. Firstly, people will keep a fast, drinking only water and eating fruit. They sing devotional songs for the love of Krishna. They prepare and share special food. They visit Krishna or Vishnu temples that are specially decorated for the event. They keep a vigil throughout the night. And temples organize recitations of the Bhagavad Gita. The main puja and aarti is done at midnight. Fruits and sweets are first offered to Krishna and then distributed to all the visitors. At midnight, a little statue of Krishna is bathed, clothed, and put in a cradle, after which the visitors break their fast and eat these sweets. Women draw tents leading into the house, which is a symbol that Krishna ji is coming into the house to bless the inhabitants. Other types of celebrations include dance dramas called Ras Leela, which actually means a play of delight, which are performed by amateur actors. Youngsters would get involved in preparing skits, and through dance drama, they would portray the chronicles of Krishna ji's life. This is expressed as solo or group dance dramas wherein Krishna ji related songs are sung accompanied by music, while actors and audience share and celebrate the performance by clapping hands to mark the beat. The childhood pranks of Krishna and love affairs of Radha and Krishna are particularly popular. These love stories are Hindu symbolisms for the longing and love of the human soul for the divine absolute, the Brahma. There are contemporary performance arts, for example, Bhakti Yoga in Assam, or the classical Manipuri dance, which portrays a love story of Radha and Krishna. Janmashtami in Mumbai is an amazing affair. It's called Dahi Handi, which actually means an earthen pot of yogurt. And this arises from a legend of baby Krishna. According to this legend, Krishna ji would seek to steal milk products which were usually kept in earthen pots, for example yogurt or butter, and he would try all types of tricks. And one of his famous ones was where he would have a pyramid of his friends and he would climb up to break this pot so he could get to the butter or buttermilk or yogurt or whatever was the milk product of the day in any particular house. This story is the theme of numerous beliefs in Hindu temples across India, as well as literature and dance dramas, symbolizing the joyful innocence of children, that love and life's play is the manifestation of God. So this is a very popular story which depicts the joyfulness and innocence of children. So today during Janmashtami, pots are hung up high, for example on third-story buildings, and you'll get teams of youths who will have a competition of who can get to the yogurt pot first, break it, and you'll get all the teams of people cheering them on. So it's such a joyous occasion, something that people will never forget for the rest of the year. And the people who take part, the boys, are called Govindas. So once the boy gets to the pot is broken and the contents spill out, which is called prasada. So these groups of boys who take part are called mandals or handis. It's a very popular affair where you can get all the celebrities and the television people covering the event. In 2014, there were 4,000 handis who took part in Janmashtami in Mumbai alone. Mathura, the city where Krishna ji was born, is beautifully lit up, and the celebration is in two parts. Firstly, there is the Jhulan Utsav. Here, the Krishna devotees place the Lord's idol on the swing called Jhulan in the courtyards of their house and in temples to mark his birth. In the morning, the ceremony of Abhishek takes place, where the idols are based in milk and honey and embellished with new clothes and ornaments. As a part of this tradition, all the temples in the region are adorned following a similar color scheme. The Krishna Janamsthan temple complex is the main collection of Hindu temples in the area where Krishna ji is believed to have been born. The sounds of the devotees' chants, the conches, the temple bells reverberate throughout the lanes of Mathura. Vrindavan, which is 15 kilometers away from Mathura, is where Lord Krishna grew up. There are over 4,000 temples there. And there's also a forest of Vrindavan where Krishna played around with the gopis and Radha and performed Ras Leela, which is a romantic dance. Celebrations in the town commence 10 days before the Lord's birth, and the entire town is lit up throughout this period, with temples being adorned and Ras Leela being performed everywhere. Dwarka was the kingdom of Lord Krishna ji after he left Mathura, and has become one of the Char Dhams or the pilgrimage sites for Hindus even today. Janmashtami is really celebrated with great vigor. So not only are there bhajans, but there's a dance drama called Ras Leela and Garba, which is a typical Gujarati dance where the whole community takes place. Gokul is a place where Vasudev brought the newborn child and left it under the guardianship of Nanda and Yashoda. Since he came after the midnight birth, the residents here celebrate Janmashtami a day after the rest of the country, and they call it Gokul Ashtami. The place is full of stories of Krishnaji's pranks when he was a child. This is Shashi Kasai in London.
Thank you so much, Shashi Kasai. Thank you for explaining what a Krishna Janmashtami is. Thank you so much. Now, for those of you who didn't know what Krishna Janmashtami was, now you finally do. Let's take a look at what Deshan Style Naidu has prepared for us today. He's calling it a Krishna Makunda. Check it out. Govinda, Govinda. Welcome back, everybody. That was beautiful. What a beautiful delivery by Dejan Styler Naidu himself, performing for us, Krishna Mukunda. Thank you so much. All right, again to everyone out there, to all the Hindus out there today, I'd like to wish to one and all a very happy Raksha Bandhan. Now, for those of you that don't know what Raksha Bandhan is, for those of you who want to learn, Raksha Bandhan is a popular and traditionally Hindu annual rite or ceremony that is, well, central to a festival of the same name celebrated in South Asia. Now, it is also celebrated in other parts of the world, significantly influenced by the Hindu culture. Now, on this day, sisters of all ages tie a talisman, or I'd like to call it a rakhi, for, a rakhi around the wrist for their brothers or of their brothers. And they symbolically protect them from, protects them receiving a gift in return, and traditionally invest the brothers with a how do I put it to you, with a share of a responsibility of their potential care. You could say it like that. So Raksha Bandhan is observed on the last day of the Hindu lunar calendar month of Shravana, and it typically falls every year in August. So the expression Raksha Bandhan in Sanskrit, it means the bond of protection, obligation, or care. And it's now principally applied to this ritual, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for those of you who didn't know what Raksha Bandhan means, Raksha means protection. So you learned a new word today. Yay for us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we go, let's take a quick break. When we come back, you know our usual, our 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural when we come back.
The ultimate accessory. The latest shiny thing, mesmerized, trying to keep up, but never getting ahead in an endless cycle of spending. In this world of constant upgrades, do you want a bank that takes your money, or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam Ayyappa, Govinda, Govinda. Welcome back, everybody. All right. For those of you who just joined us, I know you're a little bit late, but hey, it's okay. This is why we have links with live stream. You can click on it again and start the show from the beginning. And yeah, you can watch it over and over and over and over again. All right, welcome back, guys. You are still streaming live with us in the Nation South on Actonville TV. It's for everyone. This is the Journey Show, the show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal. If you want to join the conversation, comment at the bottom of the screen or hashtag it anonymous and use our WhatsApp line. All right, so we've come to that time of the show where we have to learn a lesson every single day from the Tirukkural, from the value system of the Tirukkural, right? Okay, let's look at the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural, and today's lessons are coming in at number 55.
Today's lesson from the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukkural is number 55. Know your own and others' strength and weaknesses.
Pretty straightforward, eh? All right, for those of you who need these certain services that can only be done by a guru, well, let's check it out. If you need to contact a guru, we have Guru Investment for you on the show, where you can get his contact details, and he can perform for you the following services. He performs the Jandagam as well as the astrological readings known as a Panjagam. He does Navagraha Shanti and your house prayers, not forgetting your business prayers, your car prayers, your temple and hall weddings, your ceremonies like your 16 days and your 1 year, not forgetting your Janda prayer, your auspicious Hawans, and your Kumbha Abhishekams. To contact Guru Invest, you can either WhatsApp him or call him after 6 p.m. on a weekday on 081 325 0115. Again, that's 081 325 0115. All right, well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Well, this was a bit of a late show, but hey, we were up against load shedding in the nation south. Our load shedding schedule was from 6 to 8:30, so please bless us and forgive us for streaming so late. As I see the viewers were just disappearing, and they were like, oh, and I know lots of people sent me a private WhatsApp saying, listen, your show's a little late and I gotta be up at 4 or 5 in the morning. It's okay. You got the link. Watch it again in your off time or your free time or your lunch time tomorrow. It's cool. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place. As I see the load shedding schedule has not changed. So we'll do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. And well, from myself, Kimera, Heeralal, Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sairam, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Pa, Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Good night, everyone.